Hello and welcome to the Sasageyo Podcast.
Welcome.
This is episode 6. Ooh. I am one of your co-hosts, Tim Byers.
And this is Leah Byers.
We are so glad to have you here on this wonderful insert day.
It's actually St. Patrick's Day.
It is St. Patrick's Day. I'm not wearing any green. I forgot about it last night.
This holiday kind of goes over my head. Even though I work at schools where all the kids are wearing green on Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, which sounds sad, but I just don't remember it.
I am
wearing some green in my outfit. I mean, like little speckles.
Yeah. I feel like St. Patrick's Day is really cool when you're a kid. At least it was when I was a kid. Because it was like my mom.
Leprechauns are coming. I had a student who literally I got to the house and he made a whole contraption for
the
leprechaun.
One?
Yeah. He was like, I made this box. It's going to catch all the leprechauns. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of interesting, like, how much I do feel like I hear parents, like, play along with the idea of catching, like, a real leprechaun. Because it's like, why? Like, no, it's underrated. Like, no one ever talks about St. Patrick's Day. But, like, most people, I feel like, a lot of people celebrate it, like in terms of wearing green, but like if you have kids,
they put gold.
We always did pretzels on a string, and then like I put it outside the window, and I would like wait outside the window, like wait for the leprechaun to come, and then I'd go use the bathroom, and then go back out there, and then like it would be eaten, and I'd be like, dang it, I missed him!
Like, dang it, he got me again.
When really it's just my mom like going out there like taking a bite and then like.
Did you ever do the thing, Leah, since you're a teacher, where the leprechaun comes in and just wrecks the entire classroom, and then all the kids come back to recess and you're like, the leprechaun!
But class! People do that with like Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that? By the way, this is our producer.
Oh, hello.
AJ, he has a producer's mic now.
Goatee.
Whoop, whoop.
The best.
Got a microphone installed, so now I can be a part of everybody's show.
So he's just going to chime in.
Unprovoked.
Unprovoked. We're going to be like, stop it. No, so Elf on a Shelf. People, have you seen that video where the kids are like screaming downstairs? They're like, oh my gosh, like someone is hurt, like crying. And it's literally just because one girl's holding the elf on the shelf. And everyone's like, oh my God. And the mom got so mad because she literally thought someone was like a kid broke something. Yeah, they're freaking out. But no, the leprechauns, no. I mean, I'm surprised actually where I work, they didn't do anything with the leprechauns. But you know that the like older kids are going to be like, this is stupid. It would only be like the third graders.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get in on it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Leprechauns.
Well, my student who made a contraption out of a shoebox, I told him, I was like, this is the most detailed contraption I've ever seen, and you will catch it.
Well, I feel like tonight we're going to watch Luck of the Irish, right? That Disney
Have
Channel
you seen that, AJ?
movie.
Look at the Irish.
So.
It's an old Disney movie where the kid is like a leprechaun.
Yeah, it's like he's half human,
his
half
mom
leprechaun.
is a leprechaun.
Yeah, Disney really went for it back then.
Yeah, the mermaid one too.
Yeah. Mom House.
The same kid from Smart House.
Yeah, Smart House. That's it. Smart
Mom
House.
Yeah. Mom's House.
Oh,
and is it not the same kid who from the mermaid one too?
I think it is.
Wow, that kid.
Whatever happened to him?
That kid made a lot of money.
Sorry, nothing Attack on Titan related, but if you were like,
what if he's the voice of Eren?
He's not. No, he's not. He's not.
Are you talking about
Full circle?
That would be crazy if all that was to lead up to this to make the connection that kid
crazy.
is the voice actor for
Aquamarine.
Is he an Aquamarine?
Is that the
no, it's what is it called?
13th year. Right?
Yeah, 13th year.
13th year.
That's with our lattes. Shout out to AJ again for making us these lattes.
So good.
He's in Smallville too. He's in a lot of things.
You don't know what Smallville is?
Oh, is that the one with the
superhero?
puppets?
No, it's like
Smallville is like the Superman thing.
Yeah, that's what
What's the one with the puppets? Where it's like the girl with the pink hair and then the puppets and then the guy with the blue outfit who's like the villain. What is that called? I remember I always really liked that show.
And then there's that song like dun, 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 dun,
yeah, there's a song that they sing.
I don't remember it.
Like,
Sorry.
That sounds like Halloween Town.
Sorry. Okay.
Are we gonna get into this?
Yes.
Although I wanted to talk about. What
Say
were we
it.
gonna talk about?
I don't know. I forget.
We started going off on
week.
St. Patrick's Day. Maybe we'll just do it next week because we're taking a
Yeah.
while. Sorry, everyone. They're like, get to the episode. Maybe we're just stalling because this episode is like really sad, and
The manga's good.
he's like, this is a good one.
The anime
just
does
so
this
sad.
manga chapter
Yeah,
to
you
shame.
You need to. Oh, really?
Well, it's pretty 1-to-1, except that the manga includes details that the anime does not include.
Okay, you need
But
to
that's a spoiler.
obviously
You
chime
gotta
in
stick
for.
around for the end of
They're
that.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, chime in on the manga because you didn't tell me anything about the manga besides some of the spoilers, if that comes up.
Right. I mean, I'll say what the manga. I'll
Did.
make the key differences, but I won't say how it like is foreshadowing or how it is a spoiler or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm recapping this, even though I feel like I forgot a lot of this episode. But as I was reading through through my notes, I was like, "Oh, I know why I forgot it because it's really sad."
Emotionally traumatic.
It is. It's honestly trigger warning. I mean, you've already seen it probably if you're listening. You should have already watched it if
Yeah.
you're listening to this. But it's sad. The name of the episode is "The World the Girl Saw / The Struggle for Trust."
So
Trust.
Eren just got eaten.
Eren is dead.
Yeah, he just got eaten. Armin was left screaming. Mikasa was left with her spider senses tingling. So yeah, I mean, with that, boom, go into the episode.
What a way to end the
What a
last
way-
episode.
Talk about cliffhanger, hanging from a cliff. That's
that
why
a
they call it
song?
cliffhanger. Yeah, Berenstain Bears. If you saw that, you had a good childhood.
Okay, we're gonna
that's what they
continue.
did.
AJ.
Cut it.
AJ's
Cut
just
that
like,
one.
Cut it. Gosh, it's so embarrassing. Okay. Cool. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
You ready? We
Yeah.
ended the last episode with chaos and confusion.
Right. So now
CCs.
it starts with Armin
Still chaos and confusion. Armin is like,
in shock, covered
He's
in
in shock.
slime.
ew, it's
He
loud.
is, yeah.
Blood?
Connie like wakes him up and he's like, "Dude, Armin, like, what's going on? Are you okay?" And
Yeah,
then he's
and-
like, "Why are you all like slimy?" Because
and-
he was in Santa Titan's mouth.
Off light right now because it's
Uh-huh.
gonna get really
Right.
intense. And Connie's head is just freaking huge. Like
It's not
The-
that big.
I wrote in all caps, Connie's head is huge. I think that they just like really accentuate it in this moment because it looks like a boulder on top of him,
I
his
don't
neck.
know what you're talking about.
What? That's like the whole joke of the show. And the
I feel like,
Colonel-
and I never get
the
that.
sergeant like picks him up by his head. That's how big it is. And then Armin is talking to himself and he's like, "You're worthless. Why can't you just die?"
Well, yeah, he's like screaming at himself. He's having like a hysterical moment.
I would too. That was traumatizing.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Okay, let me think. If I was in Armin's situation, I probably wouldn't do that. Maybe I would.
Tim, if I just died, you wouldn't freak out like that?
No. Okay. Well, we're getting into some dangerous territory here. Let's just.
We'll talk
move
about this
on.
later. We'll talk about this later. And Ymir is basically strolls up and she's like, "Everybody's dead."
Yeah,
And then she's like,
she's kind of
She-
savage, honestly.
she said, I
What
put
she's-
that
at
she
least
said,
in-
you're gonna just have to marry me. To who?
To
She-
Krista.
blonde girl.
Yeah. First signs, I feel like that she, well, whether she's joking or not, but
She definitely
I
is
think
into
that she
Krista.
is legitimately into Krista. So that's
You
the
could
first
tell
sign of
that from the first. No, you could. The first episode, she said something like that.
No.
When you saw her, yeah.
Oh, because this is when Armin is like flying through the town, and there's like blood everywhere. So I said, "Do Titans be sloppy eaters? Armin is playing all weak boy. Just grow a pair." That's what I wrote. What is up with your notes? That's what I wrote. You gotta keep it.
Our notes are so we gotta keep it light, And this ends up being a really sad scene. What we're going to right now.
Oh yeah.
This girl, I don't know their names. It's the girl and the guy that they hint that they like each other, and then you see them have a moment before they go into fighting the Titans of like, I'll be there for you. We will see. We'll see each other again. Be safe. All this stuff, and then you see this sad scene of the girl doing CPR to him, and this is like one of those things that's just it's so realistic. The like emotion, it just makes you like feel like you're watching this legit happen, even though it's animated. It just the way that they do the like raw emotions of just even people screaming and crying and like their reaction of what would actually happen in that moment gives me honestly anxiety, because these are like my fears. Of this is like major trigger episode. I did not like this episode.
Yeah, Hannah and Franz. Well, I think what's really interesting is how they execute this scene, and the anime does reflect it in the manga. Is like Armin runs into a wall because he's so distraught, and he's like, he's ziplining, he's ODMing. I don't know what the adjective of. Or is the verb of the flying? He's flying through the city, and he like runs into a wall because he's so distracted. And then he sees Hannah giving Franz CPR, and they purposefully do the camera angle where you're only seeing like the top half of Franz, and she's giving CPR to him, and he's like, Armin's like, dude, like, what are you doing? It's not safe here. We got to get out of here. And she's like, no, I got to save him. Like, and then eventually it like takes a different angle, and Armin's saying like, you don't understand, and then it cuts to the different angle, and then he says like, he's dead, and it's only like only a torso, like his legs are all gone.
Wait, what? I don't.
It's pretty cringe.
I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, like
wait, is
I don't know.
that
Let's see
in
if I
the
can pull
show?
it. Yeah, it's like.
Why didn't I notice that? I must have looked down during that part, but yeah, like. Oh gosh, that's so intense. It just angles it. Oh, why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my notes. I just said, oof, CPR on a half-eaten body. Franz, a.k.a. the torso gent.
What?
I'm sorry, Franz.
We're just making
you a little
light
dirty.
of everything, I guess. Dang,
okay,
that is
along.
So much more intense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay. So let's move on. Then we cut to this whole scene with the merchant, selfish man, trying to get his carriage through the gate, and it won't fit because it's so full of these goods he needs, not the people.
There's like hundreds of people trying to get through.
Like, he's being a selfish man.
Yeah.
And I hate him.
This scene is pretty important. I'll just say that, like, for the rest of the series, this scene's pretty important. Like, it kind of seems like a throwaway scene, but like,
do I know why it's important? Are you gonna
probably?
explain?
And I'll explain it in the spoiler section. But like, this is like these characters. Everyone kind of talked about it. It's important.
Yeah, and then there's like this little kid. Mommy, look over there. This Titan comes sprinting. There's a random guy walking.
Yeah, he gets yeeted.
Does he get kicked?
Yeah, he gets kicked and he goes flying.
Yeah, how does this guy not notice a Titan behind him running?
That's a guy dead.
Also, why is he just walking in the middle of the street by himself? And
I put
Mikasa,
this freaking Titan be running like he's constipated.
Why was he running?
Because he's running like with his arms to the side. And he's like,
and then Mikasa does a whole, speech. People are dying for you. The merchant said, "Yeah, that's that's their job." And
they're finally
then
living
she
to
gets
their purpose.
Yeah, and then she gets a flashback.
Whoa.
Oh, did we skip over something?
Well, it depends on what What flashback are you getting into?
I don't know. I just wrote she has a flashback and then she says, "Why did I suddenly think of you now?" But then it goes to an infograph.
Oh, there's so much that happens in between then.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me
See,
say,
I don't know why I didn't take
insert
more
some things.
detailed notes.
So she kills the Titan that's like running towards them. She's like, "Why aren't people going through?" He's like, "This is my goods. I feed you." Like, all these soldiers are supposed to die. And she then kind of gets like, okay, fine. Like, yeah, if one life doesn't matter, then essentially, then I'm going to kill you. And he's like, well, you don't understand. Like, one word from me to your commander, and like, you'll be nowhere. And then she was like, that's funny. How can a corpse talk? And Liz like freaking so savage. And then in the anime, like threatens, like literally gets close to like cutting his head off. But in the manga, she just like threatens him, and then he's like, pull the cart out. People go in. The little girl is like, thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate it. And then Mikasa, gives her a little Sasageyo, and then leaves. So those are all kind of important characters and things that happen. But then like her reporting officer is like, geez, like, how are you so calm, like, in all this? Like, what have you must have gone through hell to like be so calm. And then she kind of is like, oh, and then he's like, oh shoot, sorry, shouldn't have mentioned anything. Then it goes into the flashback.
Wow. Missed a lot there.
It's okay. That's why I'm here.
Goes to an infograph though and shows the super hard steel for the blades that they have that are able to cut through the nape of the neck.
Hard,
strength
but flexible.
And flexibility. Factories blast furnaces to make super hard steel.
Mm-hmm.
So random, Sometimes the info, it's like this
it's good to know.
The plot is moving, but yes, it is world building. And we look at this flashback now. This is the trigger warning.
So
because this is very intense, and I did not like this scene, and it was anxiety inducing.
Mm-hmm. This takes place in the year 844, a detail that the anime, I'm pretty sure, lacks. And so currently it's in year 850. So this is 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that means that if this is 5 years after the Colossal Titan first appeared, that means that
math.
Well, that means that essentially Eren and Mikasa has been a part of the Jaeger family. You've seen the rest of this episode. Mikasa has been a part of the Jaeger family for a year prior to the Colossal Titan first kicking down the wall.
So she's only been with them for a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like that's kind of a fun fact that the anime doesn't really share. Okay, anyways.
Wow, that was a lot of math you just did.
I thought about it before so that I could be real smooth with it.
Okay, so we go to this scene basically with Mikasa and her family. Just her and her mom and her dad. They're at like the table. Her mom is, I don't know.
They're knitting in the anime.
They're knitting in the anime. The manga is different.
The manga.
And that's a big spoiler we're going to say at the end.
Well, I'll say what happens in the manga because like it's free access, but I won't say how it's significant.
Okay.
But in the manga, the mom branded Mikasa.
Like legit?
Like on her right arm. Well, it's just bandaged on her right arm. It? Yeah, and the mom just says, this brand must be passed down from generation to generation in our family. When you have a child, you'll bequeath it to him or her.
Bequeath.
So, bequeath.
Bequeath. With a T.
Bequeath.
Not an F.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Stop.
So then, they get into the whole bit of like, where do kids come from? And then she's like, well, your dad can answer that. And he's like, actually, Dr. Jaeger's coming over, so let's let him. And then
talk.
Knock, knock. Oh, speak of the devil. I'm pretty sure that's
his voice.
Because I feel like that's what the dad sounds like in the dubbed version. I'm probably totally wrong.
And then it cuts to Dr. Jaeger and Eren waiting outside. He opens the door to blood on the ground, and the mom is dead.
And the dad is dead, yeah.
So you know that obviously it wasn't them knocking on the door, obviously. This cuts to later, and it's kind of just like a flash forward.
Right.
And it's, wait, what did I put? His dad leaves him where, because Eren. Wait, don't we see the whole scene? Yeah, we see the whole scene of them dying.
Yeah.
I'm cutting through like with my
right.
notes.
It's kind of, I mean, it's confusing to look at it through the notes. So it basically goes that scene with Mikasa and her family, knock on the door. Then it goes to Grisha. He opens the door
to blood.
Then
it flashes back.
So then it flashes back to what actually happened. Mm-hmm. The person who knocked on the door were these
guys, and they kill.
What would you call them? Captors.
I don't know. Bad people.
People, trying to take Mikasa and Mikasa's mom because she is Asian and therefore like a rare,
more valuable
breed, quote unquote, a rare race.
More valuable to sell.
Yeah.
So very intense, and it shows them like just killing the dad right away, and then the mom tries to fight back. And
then the guy axes her
in the
neck,
oh my gosh,
which was not supposed to happen because she was a pureblood. So that guy gets in trouble.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to kill the mom, and then basically Mikasa is just like in shock.
Yeah.
Doesn't know. And basically I'd be jumping ahead if I went there, but the men are discussing how they're going to sell Mikasa because she is a quote unquote Oriental. Mikasa's mom started fighting the men, and she's just standing, doesn't know what to do, and Mikasa, her mom is like, run, and she's just standing there. That's what bothers me, because I'm like, girl, move, run, please. And then she doesn't. And Eren, here comes Eren. This honestly kind of cracks me up.
Well, okay, so now we're in the cabin with Mikasa binded, with the two of the three captors. Mm-hmm. And they kind of shed some like history, I guess. He says, long time ago, there were different kinds of people, and she's the last descendant of the family that escaped to the wall from this place called Asia. Yeah.
Did they say that in the, I think that was just in the manga.
I feel like they say it or reference it. I'm pretty in the subbed version, at least one of the versions.
And so kind of, I guess, as they're up in the attic area.
Well, she's just in the ground. She's like on the ground floor with everyone else.
Wait, no, because they walk in, and Eren and Grisha walk in, and they're in a different cabin. They're in a different cabin. Okay, so then Grisha leaves, and Eren's just like, I don't know why he leaves his son where a murder happened.
Wait at the base of the mountain.
A murderer could come again.
That's not good parenting.
I would not want to. And also, leave him with people who are dead. That's traumatizing. So then all of a sudden, as Mikasa's on the ground and the guys are discussing what to do with her, there's a knock on the door.
Who is it?
It's Eren. Mm-hmm. And Eren, is he acting in that moment?
Yeah.
Like already he knows. He's like, I'm gonna kill these guys.
Yeah. He's got a knife behind his back and everything.
Oh, true. Yeah. So he's like, oh, I'm sorry. What did he say?
I was lost in the woods and I saw a cabin. Like, can you help me out? And then they're like, okay, it's just a kid. Like, get rid of him. Like, not in a killing sense, but like, just shoo him away. Yeah. And so then he's, one of the captors is like, yeah, like, no problem. Like, yeah, it's like, dangerous out there. There's wolves. And then Eren's like, yeah, there are animals. Slice. And you're one of them.
Boom, he falls. Pretty intense scene. Then
so die, you bastard, is what he says in the manga. And I think he like kind of says something very
then he starts fighting the other guy, and the other guy, they're like wrestling on the ground, and then he's like choking him, and he's like, kill him, to Mikasa, because Mikasa's what?
That's the third guy.
There's too much going on.
So how it goes,
I don't remember anything.
Eren it's a very okay, I'm sorry, but it's a very funny scene to me.
Oh my gosh.
So, Eren stabs a guy in the neck. The guy dies. The second guy in the room is like, what the heck? And then Eren just like looks at him but closes the door. And then the guy goes to like go pursue Eren.
Eren just disappears.
He just like disappears. It's very funny. Like it's just is like, what the heck is going on? Like Eren's plotted this whole murder scene in his head.
It's like when the sergeant comes in during the scene at the lunch dinner tables, and the door just opens, just his eyes, and he's like, what's going on in here?
Yeah, it just
it's
is
like that kind of thing.
It's so he closes the door. Then the guy like pursues Eren and like opens the door. Then Eren goes like charging at him with a knife on a broom, like strapped to the end of a broom, and then like stabs him. And then like the guy falls over, and then Eren like continues to stab. And I was just like, dude, what the heck is going on? But that's not funny. That part's not funny. What's funny is when Eren is like closing the door
just disappears.
And just disappears, because I'm like, how has he thought about this elaborate? I mean, it works.
Yeah, and then the third guy comes. He like unties Mikasa, and then the third guy like comes and starts trying to fight him.
Yeah.
He ends up overtaking Eren because Eren's a boy.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And Eren doesn't have the element of surprise anymore.
Yeah, and then he's like choking him, and he's like, "Kill or be killed! Like kill this man." And Mikasa's just like, she's definitely. What is it? Fight or flight or freeze? She's freeze.
Yeah, she's freezing. And so Eren's like saying, fight. Like, you gotta fight. If you don't fight, we can't win.
And we get all these
kind of scenes
of she's seen death all around her.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole life. The caterpillar.
The praying mantis.
The whatever.
Her husband.
What? Oh. I got confused. All these animals eating each other.
Yeah, the dad killing the goose.
Yeah. Death has been all around, and suddenly something awakens in her, and she ends up killing the guy.
Her body stops trembling just like that. She knew what she had to do.
Don't her like toes grip the floorboard?
I thought I could do anything. Yeah, she presses so far into the floorboard it breaks.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And then she stabs the guy in the back through the heart.
Boom. And apparently during this whole time, she's killing Titans while she's having this flashback is happening.
Yeah.
Because it cuts to her like in the air killing Titans. I mean, maybe she's just thinking about that while she's killing them. Mm-hmm. But whoa, which I looked at the book and boom, it's her killing a Titan.
Oh yeah.
That's the back of the book.
Yeah.
And then the episode is done, right? That's where we end?
No, there's a couple more scenes.
Oh, okay. Cool. I literally suck at taking notes.
It's okay. I got the next one.
Why didn't I do that?
So, yeah, we'll talk about that. So Grisha comes back, like basically after that whole scene, she kills the third guy. The MPs are there, and they're like, "How did like 2 kids kill 3 grown adults? Like this is insane." Grisha is like yelling at Eren because he's like, "You can't just throw caution into the wind and like just." I told you to wait at the base of the mountain.
Kill people.
And Eren's like, well, yeah, but like I knew that they were going to like take her, and if I didn't do anything right now, like she would have been gone. Like the MPs, it would have taken too long. And I mean, it is kind of insane. He's like, Eren says, if I hadn't shown up, they would have been gone by the time the brigade arrived. They only happened to resemble humans. They were just dangerous beasts. And it's like, all right, calm down. So Grisha is kind of understandably mad that his son kind of threw caution to the wind.
That he killed people, yes.
But now, like, Mikasa says, like, I don't know, like, where do I go from here? Like, I don't have a home. And so then Eren ties his scarf around her and says, come home with us. Like, he kind of says it in a little bit more of, like, a serious, like, non-sympathetic, comforting way. He's just like, come on, let's hurry up and go home to our house. And she's like, okay, let's go home. Okay. And then it cuts to her like killing Titans. The wall is finally closed up. They say to evacuate, but Mikasa is like, no, I'm gonna go help the vanguard. And says, Eren, as long as you're around, I can do anything. But Eren got chopped. Eren not going to be around doing nothing.
Big yikes. Yeah, she doesn't know. She doesn't know yet, which that's going to be a wild time when she figures that out. So
that's not good for her.
That's the episode.
Yeah. How many deaths?
Deaths? Let me check my paper.
Mm-hmm.
We have death count is 7. I feel like there may have been more. So if anyone
Well, but it's
finds
not
more,
a very like death heavy scene.
there's death all around.
There's the guy
he
who
murders
gets
3 guys plus the parents, which is 5.
4 or 5.
Plus the Franz at the beginning.
6, and then the guy who gets kicked
Oh,
from the
yeah,
from the
does
running
he count?
titan.
Yeah, that
I
guy
counted
definitely
him.
died.
I counted him.
He
7.
got yeeted.
So
yeah, 7.
obviously more, but like
Then
that's all that we saw.
Then we have one that is Mikasa saying Eren, which is once.
Yeah. What is up with everyone like, oh, Mikasa says Eren all the time?
We were the ones.
Well,
That was us.
no, but everyone.
I think it
if you
happens
go
more at
on,
the
like,
end.
Instagram,
I think it happens more at the end.
Probably.
Yeah.
When Eren, he's dead though because he got eaten by a titan. So I don't.
Yep. What?
She just keeps talking
Speaking
about
of
him.
that, let's go and yeah, she
Speaking
just
of
keeps
which,
saying his name.
Goodbye, people who haven't seen past episode 6.
Yeah,
We are going into
spoilers.
our spoiler section.
So get out of here.
Um,
Bye.
Whew, that was a close one. They almost got us.
You just spoiled it for everyone. No, I mean, people must have watched the next episode.
Everyone knows that Eren's not dead.
Why would we have that? We literally spoiled it. We have it as how many times Mikasa says Eren. So obviously he's going to keep living.
Yeah, imagine if we
ruined it
included
for-
that detail and it's like he dies episode 6. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
spoilers. So Eren gives Mikasa the scarf that she has the entire show.
Uh-huh.
We know the significance of that scarf now, but she
especially at the end of the whole series when
whole
like
series.
she's at the tree at the end and the bird
she's
comes
buried with it.
She's buried with
the scarf on. Yeah. It shows her. If you've watched to the end, like past
End to
the
end.
credits. Is that past the credits?
I think it's like during the credits.
Okay.
Or whatever.
What else?
So the whole scene with Mikasa like saving everyone and like the whole merchant. So the merchant comes back in season 3 as like a pretty upstanding gent for like the people, and like he reports like the facts, and he's like, and his son takes over his father's business and stuff like that.
A character arc right there.
I forget his whole his name and stuff like that, but like they're the merchant family and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that guy ties in later, and so they like reference that whole scene in season 3.
Okay.
And then the girl who Mikasa saves grows up to become a soldier. And so then when Mikasa in the final season 4, when Mikasa's in jail, that girl is now a soldier and is like, says like, you saved me that day.
I didn't
And like
remember that.
ever since then I knew I wanted to become a soldier and stuff like that. So
Whoa, I didn't know that.
pretty
Okay, wow.
cool.
There were some it's
Good
it's
foreshadowing.
Not really spoilers, but foreshadowing, I guess.
So yeah, that difference though, kind of moving forward to Mikasa in the cabin. In the anime, the mom just says they're like knitting, and Mikasa's like, I finished the design, and the mom is like,
Why didn't they show that in the anime?
I don't know.
It's not like,
yeah.
I mean, they could have at least had her like wrapping her arm and not saying anything.
So
if they felt like that spoiled that much.
This is where I kind of feel like it might have, like, either the creator, like, I haven't done research on this, so maybe they did like the animators or the directing company who animated this whole first season just probably figured like, oh, this is something that it's not an important detail, we can kind of change it, same aspects of, they've kind of done that so far of like the key design,
or maybe
like,
they just wanted it to be
stuff
more
like
of a surprise or whatever,
right?
Dramatize it.
Sure, because I do
know.
remember in season 4 when I'm forgetting the family. It's like the I know it ends
Fritz?
with Toe. No, it's like Mikasa's like, she is the prince. She is the descendant of the heir to that Asian family that is like of high like royalty.
Mikasa's last name?
No.
Oh.
I forget the kingdom. I'm sorry, but. So she's a descendant of that, and they talk about that because the the current ruler of that family comes to see Mikasa and is like, show me your right arm, and she has this brand on it.
Okay.
And so that's what happens in the manga is she just got branded. We never see the brand. I'm pretty sure it's just like an X, which is not that cool of a branding. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, so they brand Mikasa, and so that royal kind of says like, Mikasa, let's see this brand. That is the brand of the royal family. You are the heir to this throne. So, which I remember watching that for the first time being like, what the heck? Did they just include this detail? Like, we've never seen that mark on Mikasa.
Yeah, but at least in the manga, it says like, this is passed down from generation to generation. You will brand this on your children. So there's something there that you're like, there's obvious significance to it.
Yeah.
And that there must be, I don't know, something in their family.
Right.
At least you get that.
Right. So, but yeah, Mikasa is half of this Asian royalty, and half the Ackermans who have the fight to protect the king. Which I am curious because they talk about this later. This is a long spoiler section that we're in.
Yeah.
They talk about this later. Eren does that, like when he told her to fight, that it triggered her into that like
that's why she
Ackerman
like
crazy
breaks the
fighting
floorboard.
Yeah, where she like gets into that crazy fighting skill, which I don't know, like I know Eren, he was throwing, I don't know if he was throwing out that detail to like get, because he also beats up Armin, and that's all in attempt to I think push them away, because he like Eren is like knows that he's going down a path and he wants to keep them safe, and he also wants them to kill him, so he's probably trying to make himself the enemy. But I don't know how valid that claim is of like, is Mikasa actually loyal to Eren out of misplaced loyalty, like that is supposed to go to the king but it goes to him.
Yeah,
so
wait, I feel like they end up talking about that, like why it's him, or he triggered that within her.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay, curious. So if you know that, tell us. So or we'll read it in the manga in like 70 episodes from now or whatever. So okay.
That
was a lot.
Yeah,
I feel like
that is a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we were not as prepared with this episode.
Yeah.
I think I tried to forget
it.
I think I tried to forget it because it was kind of
loyal.
traumatizing. But anyway, you know what we need to do? We always say the our whatever Instagram, TikTok, and email at the end of the episode, but all the people who haven't watched the whole thing don't know it.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
because they leave for the spoilers. So we need to do that at the beginning. We'll do that next time.
Also, before I forget,
he's pointing at the camera.
Hopefully, this listener is still here. Shout out. I saved the name. Shout out to Mona_Cam 478 for just giving us a good little cheer on our YouTube episode 1.
We got a comment. We have I don't know how many views. 4
well
views.
at this time that you're listening to is a little different.
It could
but
be more,
we appreciate you being one of the early listeners.
Yeah, and encouragers.
We got
a comment. We got so excited. So thank you for that, and thank you for listening. Hopefully you're still listening to the end of the episode. Yeah. Maybe we'll say it at the beginning. She said the next one. Also,
they said it was a good way to rewatch.
Okay, so hopefully they've watched it all.
Yeah, right.
So any conspiracies or connections that we have missed in these first 6 episodes, please send us something on either our TikTok, which is Sasageyo.pod. Yes. Yeah. And or our Instagram, which is also Sasageyo Pod, or email us
at sasageyopod@gmail.com. We try to keep it consistent.
Pod, but that one doesn't have a dot.
No.
Okay, so sasageyopod@gmail.com. Any conspiracies, we'll give you a shout out and we'll talk about that. We want to start getting into, more spoilers and just connections and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Thanks
for coming.
Our next 2 episodes, we're going to have a guest.
Yes.
And
yes,
I'm very excited because it's always just us. So we get to have a guest and get their input and just their reaction.
Yeah.
Of the next 2 episodes. And the next 2 episodes, 7 and 8, have major things happening in them. So they're good episodes to have a guest on.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're very excited. Okay.
And she also has been to Japan and
yes.
went to this
she's been to Japan.
Attack on Titan experience.
Yes, so she's going to tell us all about that because we're going to Japan in May.
Yeah.
And we should go.
Yeah.
We have to. We have to go.
Definitely.
Okay. Cool. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Also YouTube. Watch our YouTube channel. That's where you can see us and see
comment, subscribe,
what we look like.
click the notifications.